What's up guys, it's iOS Pro, and today I'm going to show you guys 25 new hidden features in iOS 14 beta 1 that I found today. The first one is, when you're connecting your AirPods now, it'll tell you when your AirPods are connected. So when I open up my casing here, and now they're connected, now when I put them in here, you notice I get a new drop down menu saying iOS 10's AirPods are connected now. Really cool. So, nice little connection there. When I force touch on here to start playing music, I have to connect them first. And just like that, they're connected, so really cool. And this next one is, when you go to music now, I had to pause music for copyright reasons though, but you notice there's a new button for keep playing your music. So the phone will keep playing and find music that best fits you and what you like best. So really cool. And I have 13 here on the left, you notice there's like only 2 buttons, now there's 3. So really cool change. And this next one is, there's a headphone monitoring in the hearing section here down here for a hearing aid. When I start playing music now, for example, you'll notice that it's the phone now tells me the level how loud my AirPods are. I turn them up, you know, they get louder. Turn them down, they get quieter. So that goes down. So basically, it's now monitoring the noise level of my AirPods as I'm playing music. That's really cool. So it's better for your hearing, and it's like keep your hearing healthy, not make sure you don't hurt your ears. That's really cool. So, nice little change there. And this next one is, when you pull down here, let me close my music app out here, hold on. So this next one is, when I pull down to Notification Center, you'll notice that there's a new notification here for telling you, your device now tells you that your Apple Watch is fully charged. Really cool. Same for AirPods or any other connected device to your phone. It'll now tell you if the device is fully charged or not, like Apple Pencil, AirPods, Apple Watches, anything like that. So really cool change there. And this next one is optimized battery charging. So this will now keep your Apple Watch battery or your AirPods battery healthier and keep the capacity stronger for a long period of time. So really cool. And this next one is, in Safari now, the Safari has now gained translation. So if you have your keyboard set to Spanish or any other language, it will appear right here for translate to Spanish. I hit translate, and I'll translate this to Spanish. I click it again, it will translate it back to English. That's really cool. And this next one is, when you go to Safari, when you go to Siri now, find it, Siri, go to Siri feedback, you'll notice that there's a new option for always show speech. So basically, it'll always show the transcript of what Siri is saying to you. That's really cool. And this next one is, they've renamed these toggles up here for control the ringer switch to a silent mode off, and the hands-free only to only with Siri. Wireless Siri. I'm saying that so I don't trip my HomePod by accident or turn on. And this next one is, we go to accessibility, go to touch, go to assistive touch. You notice down here, there's a new option for confirm with assistive touch. That's part of the new shortcut I showed you guys in the last video. So really cool. And this next one is, we go down to Siri now. You'll notice there's a new option for show apps behind Siri. So basically, this will make it so if you turn this off, Siri will cover up everything you're saying, just like on iOS 13 and below. But if you have it turned on, it won't do that. So that's what that's for. And the same naming change as goes for in Siri accessibility. So that's really cool. And this next one is, when you go to accessibility shortcut now, there's a new one for reduced transparency for triple click. So triple clicking your side button will turn on the reduced transparency. That's a really nice change. And this next one is, we go to reminders now. We find it here, reminders. There's a new option down here for assignment notifications. So that's really cool. It says get notified when someone assigned a reminder for you. That's really cool. And this next one is, you go down to books now. You notice there's a new option here for purchase from other devices, which is really cool. So basically the same thing as the automatic app downloads and music downloads. It's the same thing. We purchase a book on one device, it'll download it on the other device, which is really cool. And this next one is, when you go to general, go down to dictionary, you'll notice that the ones that you use the most for like American English stuff and iOS 13 are like in the same spot. But now the ones you use the most have moved to the top. So all downloaded dictionaries have now moved to the top, and the ones that are not selected will stay at the bottom. So really cool, just a cleaner way to show you which ones you downloaded. And this next one is that if you go into Safari now, there's actually smaller icons in Safari now. So on iOS 13, you can see they're kind of big and stuff. Now they're smaller now. You see the difference? iOS 13, iOS 14, so they're a lot smaller than they used to be. So really cool change. And this next one is, in the Apple Watch app, you notice that there are new watch faces down here for Chronograph Pro. So here's the new watch faces Apple's added. So in iOS 13, right here they didn't have it, but in iOS 14, here's the new watch faces. This is part of watchOS 7, so brand new watch faces displayed in the Apple Watch app for you to choose from after you guys update your watches or Apple Watches. So that is really cool. And this next one is, we go to settings now. This one's very hard to spot, but if you look at the privacy icon on iOS 13, if you look at the finger, little slots for the fingers, you can see they're kind of spread out. But on iOS 14, they're a lot slimmer. Very hard to notice it, but as you guys can see, it is there. 13, 14. So like where the finger slots are to separate the fingers on the icon are a lot thinner now. They're like thinner, not as wide now. So really cool. It's only noticeable on the bigger iPhones though. So really cool. And the next one is, we go to the notes now. Hang on, let me find it here. Yeah, so the notes menu, if you go and like select the text here, you'll notice that there's an updated, and the interface has been updated. So instead of showing like all this other stuff right here, you notice that it looks much cleaner, much more compact. So really cool. So it's been updated for the newer OS, so it now says format instead of not saying anything. And the X is in a closed circle now. Really cool. So overall, great changes, Apple. You notice the icons have been made darker in iOS 14. So previously they were light in iOS 13, but now they're dark in iOS 14. So really cool change. And this next one is that it's very, very hard to spot this, but if you guys recall from the previous version that you see, if you look at the white background, you notice the kind of texture, and the notes kind of textured a little bit, and the buttons are like 3D-ish. But now if you look at iOS 14, the buttons are no longer 3D, they're nice and flat now. And the note you type on has been made flat now, it's no longer textured, so it's very, very hard to see it, but it is there. So if I move the note on iOS 13, you guys can slightly see the textured note there. When I do on iOS 14, it's not there, so really cool, nice and flat to match the interface of iOS. So that's really cool. And this next one, very, very hard to spot, but if you open up Control Center here, you know, so here's battery percentage on iOS 13. If you look at the little circles here that represent the percentage, that's now smaller now. So you guys can see that, they're a lot smaller. So iOS 13, iOS 14. So it is smaller, and Apple's moved the icon and straightened it. As you guys can see, it's now straight. So really cool. The battery percentage has been updated. The airplane mode has been smaller, but it's hard to see it. I cannot show you this because I don't have it enabled on my iPhone 11 here. So I'm really close to that as far as getting some new controls there and new tweaks. And this next one is, we go into screen recording now. Tap in on here. You'll notice that the microphone button has been moved downward. Previously it was up here. So it's really cool. And the little separator from the chin has been reduced. So it has less of a chin now. So it blends in more with the platter itself. Same with the microphone, it's darker now. So it's really cool. So a little bit of tweaks here and there. And this next one is on the iPad now. You'll notice that when I go to the notes, for example, hang on. We find a note here. Click new note, start drawing. The iPad now gains all the notes options for the other iPads. So when I draw a circle here, when I tap and hold, you notice that it fixes it, makes it like a nice circle. When I do it again, tap and hold, like if I hold it and pause after I draw it, it'll make it a perfect circle. When I do a square, hold it, you notice it did it to a perfect rectangle. Same for a triangle here. So you don't need Apple Pencil for this feature to work. So that is really cool. So basically it automatically refreshes and fixes your shapes to make it look neater. So really nice change there, Apple. And this last one is in music. I wanted to show you guys the Redesign Music App that Apple was talking about. So you see it's much cleaner. All the library stuff down here, all the Listen Now stuff is up here. And the Listen Now and Browse are brand new. They have redesigned tabs up here. So really nice overall, and it's very clean and very organized. So awesome job, Apple. And you see the new controls down here for their shuffle and repeat. So it's really cool. So the always playing button will only appear when you're playing music. So that's really cool. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Video. Peace.